You know what they never tell you about betrayal? It doesn't hit you like a wrecking ball. It creeps in, slow, silent, like a leak in the ceiling that you don't notice until it's raining inside your house. And in my case, that leak wasn't just emotional, it was married to me. And apparently also sleeping with my brother. Yeah, buckle up. Because this one's got everything. Love, lies, family drama, and karma so cold it could chill your coffee. Let me take you back to where it started, or at least where I thought it all started. My name's Marcus. I'm a simple guy. I love football on Sundays. Burnt toast I pretend tastes fine, and a woman I thought I'd grow old with. Her name was Alyssa, and for 6 years I thought she was my forever. You know that kind of love where everything feels right? Where she finishes your sentences and you fight over who gets the last fry like it's a love language? Yeah, that was us. Until it wasn't. Alyssa and my brother Jamal had always been friendly. A little too friendly if you ask me now, but back then, I was blind. Stupidly, dangerously blind. They'd joke, laugh, exchange memes. And I thought, great, my wife and brother are close. What could go wrong? Spoiler alert, everything. Let's rewind to the day I first noticed something off. It was a regular Wednesday, the kind of day that smells like leftover Chinese food and mild depression. Alyssa was on her phone a lot. Not unusual. She was always texting her girlfriends, sending TikToks she never watched twice. But this time, she was laughing, really laughing. And when I walked in, she did that thing people do when they're caught, the "oh, I didn't see you there" phone flip move. I joked, "Texting your boyfriend?" She smiled too hard and said, "You wish." Ha, if only I knew. So back to the moment when she laughed a little too hard and flipped her phone like it had confidential government secrets. Look, I'm not the jealous type. I'm not the guy who snoops through phones, tracks locations, or sets up hidden camera. I always believed in trust. But here's the catch. Trust is great, until you start feeling like an idiot for having it. Over the next few weeks, little things started piling up. You know what I mean? Those tiny red flags that seem harmless at first. Like, her phone never left her hand, not even when she showered. She started locking her screen like her Spotify playlist was top secret. And suddenly, she had a lot of girls' nights. Too many, in fact. And every time I offered to drop her off or pick her up, she'd say, "Nah, babe. It's just the girls. You'd be bored." Translation: don't follow me. There's stuff I don't want you to see. And then there was Jamal, my brother. He started acting different too. He used to come over, raid my fridge, call Alyssa sis, and laugh at his own jokes like they were comedy gold. But lately, he was avoiding eye contact with me and making too much eye contact with her. And you know how you can feel tension in a room before anyone says a word? Yeah, that tension, it had set up camp in my living room. One night, I came home early from work, just an ordinary Tuesday. Traffic was light, which I now believe was God giving me a chance to witness the betrayal brewing in my own house. I walked in and heard whispering. Not like the romantic whispering you hear in movies. This was the panic whispering, the kind people do when they don't want to get caught. I crept in quietly. I wasn't trying to be a spy. I wasn't trying to catch anyone. I just had a weird gut feeling. So I walked toward the kitchen, and I heard Jamal's voice say, "He's gonna figure it out eventually. We're being too obvious." Obvious? My heart dropped so hard I think it scared the floor. Alyssa shushed him and said something about playing it cool and not ruining the moment. That moment? That was the exact second my marriage died, and my inner FBI agent was born. Now, I'm not proud of what I did next. But let me be real with you. If your gut tells you that your wife and your own brother are playing tag behind your back, you don't just sit around eating chips and waiting for divine confirmation. Number, you investigate. And me? I turned into Sherlock Petty real quick. First step, I pretended nothing happened, smiled, laughed, said things like, "What's for dinner, babe?" while I was mentally drawing crime scene diagrams in my head. I wasn't ready to confront them. Not yet. I needed proof. Because if I was going to lose my marriage and slap my brother, I needed to know it was worth it. So I started with her phone. Now, like I said earlier, Alyssa guarded that thing like it held the secrets of the universe, but I got lucky. One night, she fell asleep watching a reality show where rich people cry about their yacht problems. Her phone was on the nightstand, unlocked. God bless Face ID and lazy eyelids. I grabbed it, heart pounding like it owed me money. I didn't even go to the Messages app at first. I went to Photos. Why? Because people always forget that iPhones snitch. If you delete a pic, it just goes to the recently deleted folder like a confession booth waiting to be opened. And oh boy, guess what I found? Selfies. Not just any selfies. Selfies of Alyssa and Jamal, close, hugging, smiling, sitting in the front seat of my car. One even had the caption, "My secret favorite person, heart eyes." I stared at that screen like it had just slapped me. My hands shook. My throat dried up. My stomach did a full gymnastics routine. You ever get so mad you start laughing? Yeah, that was me. Laughing. Because if I didn't, I was gonna start flipping furniture. And just when I thought I couldn't feel any more betrayed, I found the text. The one that sealed it. Jamal. Last night was risky but worth it. I love the way you look when you're with me. Alyssa. He'll never know. He's so focused on work lately, I don't think he even notices. He'll never know. Imagine writing that while using your husband's Wi-Fi. I don't know if you've ever had to confront someone you love, someone you built your life with, about the one thing you hoped you'd never have to. But let me tell you this, it changes you. It changes how you breathe, how you blink, how you even look at time. Because in that moment, everything slows down and burns. I didn't explode right away. No shouting, no breaking plates, no middle of the night sobbing into a gallon of ice cream. Though I will admit, a pint of cookie dough didn't survive that week. No, I waited. I waited for a moment where the truth would sting, not just be heard. And that moment came on Sunday. We were hosting family dinner. Yep, family. Including my brother, including my wife, in the same house, sitting at the same table, passing mashed potatoes like nothing was wrong, except everything was. The whole room smelled like fake smiles and fried betrayal. So I stood up, tapped my glass like I was about to give a toast, and I said calmly, "Before we start dessert, I just want to thank everyone for being here, especially Jamal. You've really been there for Alyssa lately. And Alyssa, babe, you've been glowing these days. Must be the excitement of keeping secrets." That's when they both froze. Alyssa's fork stopped midair. Jamal turned pale, like I just saw my GPA pale. I pulled out a stack of printed screenshots, text messages, photos, the works, laid them on the table like poker cards. "Here's the thing," I said. "If you're gonna stab someone in the back, at least be smart enough not to leave fingerprints in iCloud." The room went dead silent. My mom gasped. My uncle dropped his fork. My cousin whispered, "Yo, this dinner just turned into a Netflix special." Alyssa tried to speak first. "Marcus, it's not what you think." I held up one hand, calmly, quietly. Number C, I thought it was love. I thought it was trust. Turns out it was just a long, expensive setup for a family soap opera I never auditioned for. Jamal tried the classic, "Bro, let me explain" move. I looked at him and said, "You were my brother, my blood, and you chose to be a backstabbing side character in the story of my life. I hope the plot twist was worth it." Then I left the room. Not stormed out, walked out. Because nothing hits harder than leaving quietly after dropping a truth bomb. You know what happens after you drop a truth bomb on family dinner? Silence, followed by panic, followed by a lot of people pretending they weren't just about to eat banana pudding, like nothing was wrong. I walked out, sat in my car, and let the engine hum while my hands gripped the steering wheel like it owed me answers. I didn't cry. Not yet. I just sat. Because after you confront betrayal, you don't feel immediately better. You feel empty, like someone hit the mute button on your entire life. About 10 minutes later, my cousin Malik came out. He slid into the passenger seat like we were about to rob a gas station. "You good?" he asked cautiously. I laughed. Not because anything was funny, but because I realized, no, I wasn't good. But for the first time in months, I wasn't crazy. You know that feeling? Like all this time you've been feeling something was wrong, but people gaslight you with smiles and distractions? That moment, when your intuition turns out to be right, it hurts, but it also heals a little. Malik patted me on the shoulder. "Screw them," he said. "You deserve better." Also, Uncle Terrence grabbed the pudding on his way out. Said if there's gonna be drama, he's not leaving dessert behind. I chuckled. Of course he did. Back at home, I packed a bag. No long, dramatic goodbye. No shouting match. Alyssa tried to talk, to explain, to cry, to blame it on being lonely, emotionally confused. I wasn't having it. I told her this. "You didn't just break my heart. You disrespected my entire life, my home, my family, my trust. And the worst part? You did it with someone who shared my blood. So you weren't just cheating. You were targeting. And I'm done being a target." I moved in with a friend for a while, got quiet, got focused, got real. And slowly, I began to rebuild. You know what's wild? The more you remove toxic people from your life, the lighter your world gets. I started going to the gym again, took long walks, picked up a journal for the first time since high school. And one day, while walking past a coffee shop, I saw Alyssa, alone, sitting at a corner table, staring into her drink, like it was going to apologize to her. She looked up, saw me, didn't wave. I didn't either, because some goodbyes don't need words. Sometimes silence is the loudest closure you'll ever give someone. Now listen, I didn't plan revenge. I didn't post about it. Didn't burn their clothes, flatten tires, or key anyone's car, tempting as it was. Instead, I let something much more satisfying handle it. Karma. And oh, did karma come through. Fashionably late, but dressed to destroy. Fast forward 6 months. I'd moved into a new apartment, new job, new gym, new mindset. And I was doing good. Not fake Instagram story good. I mean real, I sleep through the night and don't wake up hating life. Good. Then one night I got a text from Jamal. I hadn't blocked him, not because I wanted to stay connected, but because sometimes watching a train wreck live is better than hearing about it later. His message? Yo, you were right. She played me too. I nearly dropped my phone from laughing. Turns out Alyssa cheated on Jamal with his coworker. His coworker. Let that sink in. The same pain he helped cause came right back and knocked on his front door. And to make it even better, she took his money, lied about being pregnant, then ghosted him 2 days before his birthday. Oh, and that coworker? He was already married. Double plot twist. Bravo. I didn't reply. Didn't need to. Because when karma moves, you don't interrupt her. You just watch from a distance and sip your peace. What I learned. People always say, what goes around comes around. But they never tell you the truth. It takes time. And sometimes karma doesn't hit when you want her to. She hits when they least expect it. And when you no longer care. Alyssa thought I'd never find out. Jamal thought he got away with it. They both thought I'd fall apart. And maybe for a little while I did. But here's the twist they never saw coming. I didn't break. I rebuilt. Stronger, wiser, quieter, but louder where it counts. Final words. To anyone who's ever been betrayed, whether by a partner, a friend, or even family, you don't have to chase revenge. You don't have to scream. You don't even have to prove anything. Just heal, grow, glow up, and let life show them exactly what they lost. Because at the end of the day, they crossed the line. But karma was watching. And trust me, she took notes.